Yes, guys, welcome back to the Kop TV. This is your official match preview for the big one on Wembley as we return to Anfield South for the Carabao Cup final, Liverpool versus Newcastle United. What a game this is going to be, by the way. Still got some great content to come in the lead up to the final on Saturday with Matty Renton, big Newcastle fan. Big up the Magpie channel. Going to be seeing him before and after the game. But in the meantime, smash that like button, Reds. I know we're feeling down after going out of the Champions League the other night, but there is no time to feel any kind of way. We've got to pick ourselves up, injuries or not, and go on and win this trophy now. We have to, we must. A bit of context before it. Arne Slot did speak to the press, and it looks like Liverpool are going to be without 4 players for this one. Trent, as we know, forced off with a serious-looking ankle injury. Ibrahima Konate also limped off, but according to Arne Slot, what we know now is that he should, touch wood, he should start the final. Don't forget, guys, last year, the injuries that Liverpool went into this final with was absolutely sickening, to be honest. And obviously, joining them to doubts is Conor Bradley and Joe Gomez as well. They're the other injuries that Liverpool are facing at the minute. And on the Newcastle side, we know that Anthony Gordon, the big Liverpool fan, is suspended for this one. We know that Sven Botman is injured. We know that Lewis Hall is injured as well. But that goes to show what happened last year with Liverpool and all their injuries. It actually doesn't matter. In my opinion, in the final, anything can happen. The players will fight that extra 10% more, even if they've got a depleted squad, a depleted starting 11. I don't think you think about that when the whistle goes and that final starts. So what I don't want to do, guys, and yes, Liverpool have got a great record against Newcastle. In the last 5 games, we've won 4, we've drawn 1. That draw was, of course, around the Christmas period. It was 3-3 at St James's Park, but we have just played them a couple of weeks ago, and it was a convincing 2-0 victory. But even having said that, with the 4-2s, the 2-1s, the 2-0s last season that we did the double over Newcastle with, what I'm not going to get drawn into is focusing too much on the head-to-head record. This is a final. And one thing on one side, the Liverpool side, is, you know, we're used to this. We go to finals pretty much every year. We win them pretty much every year, apart from Champions League against Real Madrid, as we know. So we've got the know-how, the experience, and the knowledge to get a result over the line, even with 11 players out injured, which is what Liverpool had last season. So that's great. On the Liverpool side of things, we're confident. We've been here before. We've done it. We know how to get it over the line. That doesn't worry me. But on the Newcastle side, what you have to remember, guys, right? Newcastle lost this final to Manchester United a couple of years ago, pretty much thanks to Loris Karius. We know how it feels to lose a final with him in goal. But what I don't want to do is underestimate them, because believe this, their fans, we already know their fans are top 3 in the country, right? Alongside Liverpool and maybe Man United's away fans. But Newcastle, when I tell you, if you underestimate them and their fans, they will bite you in the arse. Because this final, as much as it means so much to Liverpool fans, Arne Slot's potential first trophy. Can Slot get a trophy in his first season? The league looks like it's wrapped up. Can he get 2 trophies? We know how big this is for Liverpool. But what I'm not going to do is act complacently. And I'm going to say to you guys, Newcastle want this more than anything. 71 years they've waited for a trophy. It cannot be Liverpool that gives them the trophy, right? We don't want to do what United almost didn't do, which is win that one. We have to win this trophy. Yes, it would be great for Newcastle to win a trophy. Yes, I'd love to see Matty Renton happy and celebrating a trophy, but it just can't be this one, unfortunately for them. So yes, we did play them a couple of weeks ago. It was Szoboszlai and McAllister with the goals from midfield. That gives us a little bit of an idea of how the final's going to go. But once again, you cannot write Newcastle off. They've still got killers in the team. Callum Wilson, when he turns up off the bench, when he starts, he is a killer still. Alexander Isak, as we know, their main threat. They're going to have Jacob Murphy on one side, probably Harvey Barnes on the other side. And how will that match up now to Jarrell Quansah being at right back for Liverpool? I'm pretty sure he starts the game at right back. Don't forget, Trent missed last season through injury as well. So even though this gives you a fairly decent idea as to how Liverpool are going to face up against Newcastle, let's not forget that Arne Slot said in that post-match reaction that Newcastle did have a great squad performance in that game. And obviously, we know that, you know, they had their chances in that game as well. So there's no complacency allowed in this one. It's a final. But what's the mentality like after you get dumped out of the Champions League at home to Paris, as soon as that game went into extra time, Newcastle fans were buzzing. They were excited. The confidence levels go up and ours drop. Let's be honest, right? It has done that. If Konate and Trent didn't get injured, if we went through in 90 minutes against PSG, I think the confidence would have been really super soaring high. But because of what's happened in the last week, I don't think I'm as confident as I was a week ago. But that's not to say that I don't think Liverpool are going to win. I still think we are. But if you underestimate Newcastle with the fans, the noise that they're going to bring, we could find ourselves in trouble. Don't concede the first goal. Start from the front foot and show them why we are the best team in England right now. The league doesn't lie. Let's show them why we win this competition, and then that momentum takes us on to win the Premier League as well. And listen, guys, at the start of the season, everyone's bantering me, and rightly so. I said we'd go through against PSG. But at the start of the season, if someone said to you, right, you get a Carabao Cup and a Premier League in Arne Slot's first season, you would have bitten both of their arms off, let alone their hands. You would have bitten everything off, right, to ensure that would happen. So, yes, we've gone out of the FA Cup to Plymouth, horrendous day in the office. Yes, we've gone out to Paris Saint-Germain in the Champions League, but we've got a final on Sunday and we're going to win the Premier League, right? So make sure, Liverpool, that there's no slip-ups in this final. There can't be. Let's get the first trophy for Arne Slot in the cabinet, right? And we go back and update that Champions Wall on the Monday morning, right? This is so much more important now than it was a week ago because of the injuries and because we went out of the Champions League. 120 minutes on the clock is no good for anyone going into a final. So, with that said, let's get into our lineup prediction. There's been a lot of chat that Kelleher starts this one. I shook my head when I saw that, I'll be honest. My instant reaction was, why? And don't get me wrong, I love Caoimhín Kelleher. You know he's my Irish cousin, more than anyone. But for this final, I'd play Alisson. But let me ask you guys at home, who would you prefer to play in this final? Kelleher's got an unbelievable record playing in these types of matches for Liverpool, even scoring penalties in the shootouts as well, which we don't want to get to. Let's finish this off in 90 minutes. I don't want extra time and penalties. But then after that, there is I think a 16-day break before Liverpool play Everton in the derby. So win this in 90 minutes. But Alisson or Kelleher, let me know. Right back will be Jarrell Quansah. Obviously, it would have been Joe Gomez if he wasn't injured, but he is. Obviously, Connor Bradley would play there, probably ahead of Gomez if Trent wasn't playing, but he's out injured as well. That's the one super light spot at the minute for Liverpool is right back. So Jarrell Quansah will come in. Really did well, actually, in the last kind of 25 minutes when he played the other night. So big up to Jarrell Quansah. He's played in big games for Liverpool before. And if he does start, you get behind him and you make sure we win the game. Ibou Konate, you know, it didn't look good when he came off the other night. I had a great angle of it. He was giving it all this to the Liverpool fans. He wanted us to stay up. And there is a question mark over his fitness now. It was tiredness, apparently. But the problem is, his deputy was Jarrell Quansah at centre-back. But because he's gone off injured, Jarrell Quansah's at right-back, mate. So you have to play this game. If he doesn't play, Endo will play at centre-back, which, again, I'm not mad at. But that's what I'm going with in defence. Jarrell Quansah, Virgil van Dijk, Ibou Konate and Robertson. In the midfield, I think he'll stick with the same three of Dominic, McAllister and Ryan Gravenberch. But here's where it gets a little bit techie because obviously Mo Salah starts on that right-hand side. But is it Darwin Núñez? Is it Diogo Jota that starts through the middle? That is, I would say, almost the key sticking point for Arne Slot to choose from in this game. And then it would be Diaz on the left. I don't think Gakpo was fit enough to come on the other night. You saw how leggy he looked. He wasn't anywhere near 100% fit. So that's my lineup prediction. Off the bench, Harvey Elliott, Curtis Jones, Darwin Núñez if he doesn't start, Chiesa, Tsimikas, who obviously got the assist for the goal that won us this trophy last year. So there's a lot of things to think about, man. And what we can't do is approach this game in the wrong way. What Virgil van Dijk has to do as the captain is say, forget about PSG in the week. This is the final now that we must go and win. And then there's a nice little break after where you can do your little 5 days away if you're not playing for your international team. You can do your little holidays and that after and celebrate. But this is so important to win this. Equally, of course, for Newcastle, they haven't won a trophy for 71 years. But Liverpool, please, don't let us down. You must go and win this game. Score prediction, I'm going to go for 3-2 to Liverpool. I do think there is goals in this one. What I don't want to do is go behind early and you're fighting to get back into the game. Like I said, their fans, if they get a corner it's going to be like a goal for them. And that's not an insult. That's actually bigging up how good their fans are. Everything will be celebrated. And that's the kind of atmosphere that actually Liverpool thrive off, right? They're up for it, but we'll show them that we've got more quality on the night. So I'm going to go 3-2 Liverpool win. Of course, I'm at the game. Shout out to Sky Sports. I'm in the hospitality with them. And then, of course, we're doing fan cams from outside after as well. So I can't wait for this one. I can't wait to get in that ground. Can't wait to see the Newcastle support, the Liverpool support, and then may the best team win. I do think Liverpool edge it, and that's just because of the quality that we've got, but also our experience and know-how of getting these kind of finals over the line and winning them, which obviously Newcastle don't have. That's the main advantage that we have here. We've got injuries, they've got suspensions and injuries, but each team will just have to play with what they've got, just like we did last year with 11 injuries. We still went and won with the kids, right? So please, Liverpool, win this trophy. Make sure it's Arne Slot's first trophy as a Liverpool manager, and then we have a big party in a couple of months when we win the Premier League as well. So 3-2 I'm going with. What are you going with? Smash that like button. Get your comments in, people. If you go into the game, let us know in the chat. Come meet us outside the blue and green. I think it's the blue and green zones that Liverpool have for this Wembley final. So we'll be outside there after speaking to you, hopefully, about winning another League Cup, which would be our 3rd in 4 years. Unbelievable achievement from the Reds. Get your comments in, score predictions, lineup predictions, and subscribe to the channel. And don't miss out the content that we've got coming on Saturday on DR Sports, me and Matty Renton, on the Kop TV, and on the Magpie channel as well. We'll cover it all. And then there's no more time for talking after that. We head down to Wembley Way and try and get this trophy back up to Anfield for Monday morning. And then I can really celebrate on DR Sports. Right? So let's make sure this is the first Arne Slot trophy in his Liverpool reign. Fingers crossed. Touch wood. I'll see you on Saturday for more preview stuff with Matty. And then Sunday for the big one. Come on, Liverpool. We must.